Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Hagen. After an exciting week in New York, Scottsdale Fashion Week is revving up to happen later this month. But before we dive into all the fabulous details, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Jeremy Mueller. Jeremy Mueller is Scottsdale, the sunshine, the community, the way we look out for each other, and his insurance is part of that here at State Farm. Jeremy and his team believe supporting the community is just as important as serving their clients. Since 1999, Jeremy has been your neighbor and your go-to for home, auto, life, and business coverage. His team doesn't just sell policies, they create plans that fit your life. His team will always get exceptional service, knowledgeable advice, and someone who truly cares. So reach out by visiting jeremymueller.com or give him a call at 480-515-5223 and let Jeremy and his team take care of you. The city's most high-end showcase of fashion is happening at Scottsdale Fashion Week, September 25th through the 28th. It's a star-studded event with a packed lineup of shows, activities, and venues that draw thousands of attendees from around the valley. Throughout the week, the city comes alive with designers, buyers, stylists, celebrities, VIPs, and all kinds of special guests. And each night brings a new vibe. Colorful venues, fresh designers, and a whole lot of glamour. It really is one of the biggest weekends for the local industry coming together for an unforgettable fashion experience. And of course, we have our two favorite ladies back in the studio with us this year to tell us more about it, LeVine and Sheree Hartwell. So I'm so excited to have you ladies back. I'm so excited because even though we're back every year together, every year is so different. So it really is a new episode, a new show, a new week of fashion. I'm just going to start big. Like, what's this week look like? I'm so excited to be a part of it again.
I think that's one of the most exciting things for us in creating it and putting the puzzle pieces together every year of putting it together, putting the lineup together is actually doing something different, know? And so I think that sets us apart because you're not expecting the same thing every year.
Yeah. I think that explains fashion though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fashion changes every year. We adapt some old decades to bring to the new decades as we're starting to see that. But I think that goes along with the show, the fashion and how we adapt everything. So let's talk about this year. It's Thursday to Sunday, as it always is. What are we going to expect? I love that the new theme this year is interactiveness, a lot more being a part of the week rather than just seeing the week happen.
Yeah, you talked about, the week of Scottsdale Fashion Week, but what we've done this year, we're going to back it up a few days because we've added 2 days onto this. So starting on September 18th is our influencer night. Okay. This is an invite only where we give a preview of what's to happen during Scottsdale Fashion Week. It's really a great kickoff for us. But then open to the public on September 20th is we're doing a cool yoga event.
Oh.
Yes, it's called Core and Couture, and it's at Scottsdale Quarter. And basically, we're teaming up with them to do a Scottsdale Fashion Week Core Power yoga event. Yeah, and then we're going to go over to Lululemon for a private shopping experience, B12 shots, all the health and wellness, best bars, Celsius drinks. So that's a new component of Scottsdale Fashion Week. So it's really cool just kind of leading into the week. And then, we kick off the week on Thursday, September 25th, which is our opening night. And I'm going to let Sheree talk about that because this is really exciting on what we're doing for opening night.
I get so excited about it.
Opening night is obviously super exciting because it's just
the energy is huge.
Yeah.
It's energetic. I mean, it's everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we'll be at a private residence again this year, which is incredible. And it also, I feel like being at private residence also lends a bit of inclusivity and exclusivity, right? And so instead of just being at a typical venue, so it's Fashion Through the Decades, featuring Fashion by Robert Black, who has an incredible vintage store here in Old Town Scottsdale. And so we're going to showcase snippets from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then into the 2000s. And I think people will love seeing it, mostly because it's going to be almost historic, but a little bit educational too. It's not just going to be like, oh, we're flying models down the runway. It's going to be like, this is what your grandmas looked like in the 60s. Right. This is what so-and-so was wearing in the 70s. And so it will almost have, I don't want to say a costume vibe, but it will definitely have a little bit more eccentric and very period time garments.
I feel like at least I feel at this age, where you're starting to see a repeat of some things, like the jean is coming back kind of thing. And I wrote about it in Scottsdale City Lifestyle for the September issue. It's just like, I love that decades. It is coming through the decades. And now I'm seeing it. And I'll never forget, at least a couple months ago, I tried on this jean dress and I sent a picture to my mom. I was like, I swear to God, you had this in 1994. She's like, something very similar. I did.
For sure.
Like,
yeah.
I bought it. It's fine. But
Well, the 90s styles are all coming back anyways. And I see that with my daughters. And I'm like, I actually used to wear this. They're like, no, you didn't, Mom.
So
like they feel like,
in the article, it's like, I'm like, I hated it when my mom would say, I used to wear that. It's like, no, I'm saying that to my kids.
No.
Yeah.
I love that we're doing this timepiece. It really shows how that has changed. So let's talk about, you both work with designers and stylists a lot, especially you, Sheree. What kinds of fashions or trends are we seeing come up this year and this season?
I do think that we're honing in on something that's been on the kind of cutting edge, but is really important today, and that is like sustainable, repurposed. I mean, you see the rise of like a Real and all of these amazing companies that are repurposing things, and people probably don't want to spend, full price or retail price on something. They still want to have an exclusive, nice piece or something. Hence, the addition of Robert in this, because all of his pieces are one of a kind.
Yeah.
And they've been sourced through collectors, sourced through people who have had these things maybe passed down through generations, from their grandma to them to, whatever that may be. So I think that's always been it's a big trend that's coming up. And I think we're trying to have a little bit more of a wow factor.
Yeah.
More? But I think going to just a standard like big box runway show that you could maybe see in the mall, like I want to go and see, but I also want to have something that's like, oh wow, like this is amazing. It might not necessarily be something that I'm going to wear, but it's more of the entertainment component of it, and I think that we will see that on Saturday night for us for sure.
Yeah. Well, you always, this is your expertise, is the entertainment side of life.
Yeah.
We have the private residence on Thursday. Opening night's always huge. What kind of entertainment are we bringing into Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah. So, again, to what, you both said is, what makes Scottsdale Fashion Week so fun is that every year and every night is totally different.
Right.
The entertainment, the designers, we're doing something that is a very big wow factor, and one piece of Thursday is we're doing a really big reveal that we can't necessarily share with you right now, but it's going to be...
I love that you just come in here with a quick tease.
It's like we have something really big to share, but we're not going to.
But it's going to be a very cool component of opening night that I don't think people are going to expect, but are going to be like...
Staying with the theme.
Wow. Staying with the theme of fashion through the decades, and maybe more current as the unveil sort of happens through the decades. It's going to be pretty cool.
So basically go get your tickets now for the opening night of Fashion Week. And you'll have the link in the description of this episode to find out the big reveal. Okay.
Yeah, so Thursday you can expect to, obviously music is a big component of fashion, and, live music. So, not just a DJ, we will have a DJ, but, live performers. And that could be anything from a through the decades band. It could be instrumentalists. So
I'm laughing because I feel like you're just full of teases right now. You're just like,
here you go, a little bit.
I know, but
I'm falling for the crumbs. It's fine.
It's gonna be a very special evening. So Thursday for sure. And then as we jump into Friday, we'll jump right into Friday, and that is our swim and lingerie night. Okay. And we have a new venue for this particular night, and it's going to be at Caesars Republic.
Beautiful.
And it's going to be called Caesars After Dark.
Ooh.
And it's going to be taking place up by their pool deck.
Very sexy.
It's going to be very sexy. And we've got 3 designers. We've got Boot and Bikinis. We've got Cami and Jax, and we've got Yandy.
Very nice.
3 swim and lingerie brands. We'll be by the pool, so there'll be some, sexy, beautiful entertainment and different activations as well, different sponsor activations, some really cool sort of takeaways for guests to take with them. But that night is a fun night. We call that's like more of our party night because it goes a little bit later. It's at a hotel. The bars stay open, and so that's a real fun night as well. But by the pool, maybe think mermaids, think water. All that kind of fun
like,
stuff.
are you going to come, Alicia?
I'm coming to every night,
Yes, you are,
obviously,
yes.
but like,
But it's going to be fun because obviously Caesars is, right here in our neighborhood. And I think being on the rooftop there, and they've got such an incredible space up
View
there.
is
So
gorgeous.
the view is incredible regardless if
Yeah.
you're there to see, fashion or whatever. I mean, I think it's such a beautiful, backdrop for us.
It will be, yeah.
So that's exciting.
And then Saturday night, are we back at Mercedes-Benz?
We are.
Okay. I love
Yeah.
that place too because it's so massive. And I
Yep.
love how upstairs is the runway and downstairs is like the pre-gaming
Yeah.
event and and outside too.
And they've been, and I'll let her talk about the designer, but Mercedes-Benz of Scottsdale has been a longtime partner of Scottsdale Fashion Week since the beginning. They are real great partners. They basically say, here's the dealership, transform it, do whatever you want to do, which from a creative standpoint for us, like that is just amazing
amazing,
to
yeah.
be
It
able
is.
to create something from scratch.
Yeah.
And so we're back there. It always is a beautiful night there on Saturday night, with all those glass windows. And like
Yeah.
you said, we start downstairs and then we go upstairs.
And I love it too because everything is white.
Yes.
Right? And that's what I love too because you get to see everything. That's one of the nights I feel like people really bring out their own personal style.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Is that Saturday night
Definitely.
and
Yes.
you see everything and anything when it comes
Absolutely.
to people and that Saturday night.
Yeah, and we have we're excited to have George Styler as our
nice.
designer for the night. He has some incredible pieces. So I want people to kind of go in and dig around. He's dressed Nicki Minaj and Rita Ora and the British royal family. And this isn't
I
like
fit right in with that group. It's fine.
this isn't like what, and it's not like what we would all think like, oh, we're gonna wear a dress to an event. Like this is going to be, I mean, talk about Instagrammable and very definitely over the top. He has incredible headpieces that
nice.
everyone has, kind of like little crowns. Jamie's gonna wear one.
She always shows up in the. I love it.
And this is going to be the first time that he is showing the collection that he had in Paris Fashion Week here in the U.S.
Wow.
So we feel really grateful and like really a special
Yeah.
opportunity for people to see it in person. And he's lovely. And so he will be here and he's been the kindest to work with. So I'm excited from that standpoint of, especially for our models as well, to have the opportunity to work with him and our teams. I think it's going to be really, really fun.
And we talked about that wow factor. This is going to be wow, like down the runway, you're going to be like, holy cow.
Yeah.
These pieces and the head, the head.
Definitely out of the box and like, oh, where am
Yeah.
I going to wear that?
Yeah.
But it's more of like,
funny to
I
find
think
it.
more so of an entertainment component
Yeah,
because like
right.
I said, we can all go to the fashion show in the mall where you're like, yep, I'm going to buy that, which is fine. And that's where we're consumers, right?
Yeah.
But I think having a little bit more of the entertainment component and a little,
You can
wow.
see the fashion in action. That's the difference. Rather than going to see something hanging on a rack and it looks good when you try it on the mirror, it's like, where would I wear this?
Mm-hmm.
Having that
Right.
interactive aspect brings the clothing to life, brings the style to life
Sure.
in that way.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yay.
So and then Sunday.
Yep, and then Sunday is our Sunday soiree at Scottsdale Fashion Square Mall. And this is a fun one because it's during the day. So
Yeah.
think like brunch, and we get a lot of families.
Yeah.
This is the one show that you could bring any age to. The
Yeah.
other shows are 21 plus. But this is a show where it's fun. We see a lot of mom and daughters or grandmas and daughters, and
You see generational,
you see
actually.
Yes, for sure.
generational, and it's really, really sweet and
Yeah.
it's fun. And
Last year, I think I saw about 7 or 8 bubbies that were all out for their Sunday brunch, and they made the.
Oh, and then they came, and they have like little groups of them for
yes.
sure, and that
they
was
were,
fun.
And they were
it's
having the
so
best
fun.
time
Of course,
ever.
yeah.
I loved seeing it.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that's a night where maybe you don't want to be out and about in Old Town. Maybe
Yeah.
that isn't like your vibe, and you could come on Sunday, still have an elevated event, still get a great show,
Yeah.
still have the component of Fashion Week,
Yeah.
Right.
but it is our daytime show.
Yeah.
and we've got Sandra and Maj. They're French sisters, and the stores is actually in the mall.
Perfect.
So again, to Sheree's point, if you see, you see some fashion that you love on the runway,
Yeah.
you can actually go into the store and buy it right off the runway. So we're real
That's even
excited
better.
to have them. Right. So that's super fun. Again, there'll be entertainment pieces as well, music, maybe some dancers, maybe, you know.
Always
it's
a maybe with
it's always
you.
maybe, you know.
Yes, Jamie. Maybe
but it's-
Jamie will be there.
Maybe,
Right.
maybe I'll be there. But, you know, it'll be very, you know.
You brought the whole family last year.
I did.
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
your kids were there.
my son came.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna help work,
did.
Mom, and my daughter came with
Yeah.
her friends. So and they look forward to it every year. They're like, can we go? You know, can
Yeah.
we go again? So it's a fun, you know, thing to do during the day where it's like, okay, I'm gonna come. I really want to see a professional fashion show, but I'm not invited during the
Right.
the evening time because I'm not 21. So you know, this is a great way to expose those, you know, kids who love fashion and want to be a part of a fashion show.
I love that.
Yeah.
Unique to fashion shows, what makes Scottsdale so unique in our style and our fashion? And I ask that because you have to really think about that when you think about the designers that you bring in for these shows. We're not New York, we're not Paris, we are Scottsdale. It is very unique to in and of itself. How do you think about that as style changes and bringing in these new, every year changing it up?
I will say that everyone that we approach is like Scottsdale's on our top 5 list.
Really, I love to hear that.
Whether that's in an emerging and growing city, whether that's they have the demographic who is, you know, available to buy our looks, a market that we're looking to crack. I mean, we're seeing that constantly. Like Scottsdale is on the list, and I mean, I think for Jamie and I, and growing up here and seeing the evolution of our
Right.
town and our city, you know, especially in fashion, and myself growing up in fashion here, we were always kind of the stepchild. It was kind of like the Wild West, right?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you guys, you know, ride your horse to work or something. And now,
One step
yeah,
sign
and
and
people did. I mean, that was the thing, you know. But now, I think the combination of food, entertainment, hotels, shopping, I mean, all of that. Everyone that we have approached is like, Scottsdale's on our list, so we want to be here. We want to be a part of it. We want to, you know, show what we have. And
Yeah.
so for us, it's kind of been an easy sell.
That's great. I
Which
love
is
to hear
amazing.
that.
Now, if we were in another city that maybe didn't have the cachet that Scottsdale does, that's a different story, you know, but I think that we're fortunate in what has evolved here locally.
Yeah.
And what an amazing city that we have. So the fashion, we want stuff, you know, of course, that's elevated for our demographic of the people who attend, but I also think people want to see something different, you know, and something exciting and fun and something that they can tell their friends about, or if they go just on a date with their husband there and it's like, or they do a girls' night,
Yeah.
like something that's fun.
Yeah.
An event as a whole. You're there for music, you're there for fashion, you're there for some cocktails, you're there to dress up.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be, right? So I think that's, you know, really the way we've tried to continue to market. But Scottsdale's a shining star right now.
We really are. I mean, I love it. It's for all the right reasons. Most importantly to me, bringing in the right people, the right community, for the right events and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. For someone who has never been to Scottsdale Fashion Week, why?
Well, I think the why is very simple. You want a night out that's different than your regular night out. This is your night.
Yeah.
Because if, let's just say, you're not necessarily into fashion, you're still going to get that entertainment piece. You're still going to get that social piece with, you know, a lovely group of people that, I mean, you've been every night.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful group of people that want to go out and have a great night. And again, not everybody's into fashion, but they're into either a good time or a fun night out. So this kind of checks all those boxes. So you've got entertainment, you've got fashion, you've
Cars.
got that social, you've got cars, you've got that social aspect, and it's, you know, something totally different than, you know, maybe going to out in Old Town,
Yeah.
you know, to the same bar that you always go to.
I will say that my girlfriends every year, I haven't gotten the text yet.
Oh,
but
it'll start.
I did get asked on Monday saying, hey, isn't Fashion Week next month? Like, what's going on? Because, like, it's our night out. Like,
Yes.
I always take my husband to opening night, you know, got to bring him in a little bit. And then Saturday night's my ladies' night. And we
Yeah.
always go out to dinner beforehand. And then
Totally.
we
Yeah.
always go to the show. And it is so much fun. But even bringing my husband to open night, he loves it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he's not a fashionista guy; he's in finance.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
but that's
the perfect.
He loves
perfect.
it. He is like, this is a lot of fun.
Yes.
So it really is for everybody and anybody. You
Yep.
don't have to be a fashionista. You don't have to understand how it works to genuinely be like, dang, I feel special and beautiful now walking out.
Right. You're at a really cool event.
I learn about it though. It's a very teaching way that you'll do things to understand fashion, the basicness of it. So it's so much learning while you're sitting there and watching too. It's really neat.
Yeah, and and another piece of this too for all those philanthropic people that are listening to the podcast is, there is that nonprofit component, and Magical Builders is our beneficiary.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah.
And for us, like, we've partnered with them for many years because we not only love what they're about, but they're doing great things in a lot of different communities. Obviously, this makes really good sense here. They're helping women and children in underserved areas. They're doing a beauty initiative for moms who want to go back into the workforce but really don't know what to do, or don't know how to put makeup on, or don't know how to take care of their skin. Helping provide toothbrushes and bath stuff for the children. Helping domestic violence families. So they do a lot of really good stuff, and they are our partner on this. And so, if that piece tugs at your heart, then this is a great event for you to come to.
I'm glad you brought that up because it is so much about giving back, and,
Right.
and y'all are a big part of that and stuff like that. If we had to choose one night, like I only have one night to go, which one would you guys choose?
So we'll both.
You
both,
pick yours.
Okay,
So
I'll go first. So
I know what she's picking.
I'm
but-
good. So I am going to pick Thursday night,
Okay.
opening night, and the reason I'm picking that is because the unveiling of what we're going
There
to
you go with your
announce
cheeses again.
is going to be pretty cool.
Okay.
And sort of like a once in a lifetime.
All right. So Thursday
So
night.
Thursday night, opening night. For me.
And then I'm going to pick Saturday because I'm really excited to see just these kind of over the top things. And I think that people will be surprised, but also like, oh, this is something different, and something really cool. And obviously with dressing the British family and some of these, talk about two exact streams, British family and Nicki Minaj.
I think the only thing they might have in common is the crowns they might wear.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
So, so I think that is really fun. And of course, a Saturday night is always a great night to head out with your friends or on a date. Jamie and I'll be there every night.
We'll be there every night.
I'll be there every night too.
Yeah, you know what? You were there every night.
Yes,
last year.
we
had a really
appreciate
good
that.
time. We
Yes,
did.
thank
I love
you.
it. This year, Scottsdale City Lifestyle is the red carpet host, so
That's right.
we'll be out there doing that.
We're very grateful
so
for that.
so we're gonna play a bigger role this year too. So I'm
Yay.
really
Well, we
excited.
really appreciate that.
Yeah, and so when everyone comes to the event and they walk that red carpet, they will see you or somebody on your team doing interviews and all that good
have
stuff.
fun.
So we're really excited.
I'm excited. Before we leave, I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite fashion vibe?
Ooh, vibe.
I know.
I love just classic silhouettes. I mean, for me, it's kind of like timeless. I'm not like a clothes, like, a junkie per se. We're both moms, and I think for me, it's like I want to have something that I can wear to work, but then I can also kind of like slide
I'm with
in.
you.
Yeah. So like I want to look elevated and like put together, but like, my dress might be from Target and, whatever that may be, and you kind of evolve through. That's probably not the
I had an
best.
event.
That's probably not the best
it is.
advice, but that's honest advice.
I had an event last week, and I wore the little black dress with tennis shoes, and then I had to go out to a fancier event, so I had the heels in the car and changed my earrings. It was a whole new outfit.
Right. But I think that's the thing.
yeah.
I mean, for us, speaking amongst the three of us of like working moms and doing that, I mean, that's kind of my MO in this phase of my life.
Yep.
Do I like to get dressed up and
That's what
all of
Fashion
that?
Week's
Amazing. And we will be dressed and ready to go.
will be
But,
ready,
that's kind of the fun component for Jamie and I too, because we also get to have our own fashion week,
That's right. I'm with you on the sneaker. Like, I'm on this big sneaker kick.
Comfort.
Comfort, but like elevated comfort.
Yeah.
Where you can, put a really cute pair of sneakers on, with a dress or with a skirt, with jeans, whatever, and it, you can take that from day to night, and maybe throw on a blazer,
Yeah.
But again, to the point of comfort is like real key when you've got kids and you're running a business, you're running a household. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So like to say like I'm going to be in 6-inch
You're into
stilettos
couture every day?
in my couture, like that's not real life for people like us. But on those days,
On those
4 days for
We'll look like it is, yeah.
28th it is.
That's right. We'll be all
That's right.
dressed up.
Definitely.
I'll save my feet for then.
Yeah. I think one of the things too, kind of to keep in mind about Thursday night, since it is vintage night, and we kind of talked a little bit about that, we're going to encourage guests to dress in vintage fashion, which I personally love, and I think it's like a call to action as well for the attendees. So obviously, if people haven't been to Fashion by Robert Black, it's an incredible store. There's so many amazing pieces, whether you want to spend $100 or you want to spend $1,000. I mean, the range is really amazing. But I also think that's a fun time for people to kind of think outside the box, like what is something that's vintage? Even if it's like you're wearing a vintage piece of jewelry or a vintage handbag or whatever that is, instead of, involving people so that they kind of have, a little bit of skin in the game too.
I love that idea.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
That's a really cute. Okay.
You better start thinking about it.
I literally am.
She's
That's
like,
why-
her face went like this when I said it. She's like, oh no.
I did say, well, then I was like, well, I have so many shoes. How many have I had for over a decade? That I could,
That's it. There you go.
Right.
That's vintage.
There you go.
That's vintage, right? Uh-huh.
I'm vintage at this point. When we're joking. I really am excited. I mean, literally every year is something different. And I think that's what's so great about this show. You don't have to be a fashionista. You do not have to understand style or fashion to go have a good time.
And I would think that that's probably the majority of the people who come to our events.
Yes, and
these are
I've
not
spoken to
diehard
many.
fashion people, which is something we've actually recently talked about. Like, who's our target? Who's our audience? Who's coming? Like, it's more of an entertainment component and like a fun night out, as opposed to like I need to see the like fall winter 2026 looks. Like, no.
That's true. And that's not how Scottsdale works.
Well, right.
anymore,
We're not New York. We're
Right.
not Paris. We're Scottsdale. And while, the fashion sense is really great here, we have to think about the demographic of the people that are coming. And the people that are coming love fashion, but they also want a really fun night out. They don't want to just come to a fashion show that's going to be 20 minutes long and then leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they're going to make the night out of it.
It is a night
and
thing.
we're going to make that a really special evening for people because we know the demographic. We know what they want. And because we know what we would want if we're going out, right?
This is one of those events where you don't show up fashionably late. Like funny enough, it's really
Correct.
not.
Yeah,
like when the
that's
doors
correct.
open at 7, you get there at 7 because like it literally starts the show
Exactly.
and the evening is
And
when
the
those
events
doors
and
open.
activations
Right.
and all the
It is one of those things where I don't like going late. And normally I'm like, we'll come a little
Yeah,
late.
of course.
We'll be late a little bit, right?
No, I'm not that with this. It's fun. I like
Yay.
it.
Yeah.
Go get your tickets. Everything will be in the description of this episode on YouTube and all your podcast listening apps, but it is ScottsdaleFashionWeek.com. And like she said, I'll be out there for everything. Before we get to other events in the area, let me tell you a little bit about our favorite realtor, Shawn Shackelton. For over 25 years, our sponsor, Scottsdale Realtor Shawn Shackelton, has guided buyers and sellers with straight talk, smart energy, and data that keeps you ahead of the market. If you want a calm pro who won't let you sell for less, reach out to Shawn at 480-734-7277 or visit theshackletongroup.com and make your next move a winning one. Well, as we just heard, Scottsdale Fashion Week is September 25th through 28th. There's various events, so go ahead and get your tickets now because, as you heard, Thursday's going to sell out fast. Friday is always a sexy night, too. Saturday's going to go. Sunday's calm with your kids, so there's
That's what
really
we're gonna call
time
it,
for, like,
calm with
all
your
4
kids.
days to go. And after that, you still have more shopping to do, really, to lead up to that, because Junk in the Trunk is actually coming back September 12th through the 14th at Westworld. They're doing 2 shows this year. We had one in April. So since it is vintage night on Thursday, maybe you could go the weekend before and find a little vintage outfit at Junk in the Trunk and then come to that all dressed and nice. So 160 vendors from across the country will offer everything up from furniture, cars, signs, clothing, shoes, jewelry, and more. Another event happening at Westworld is the Arabian National Breeder Finals from September 10th through the 13th at the Equidome Arena. It's a prestigious show that offers the Arabian horse community the opportunity to showcase the very best that this breed has to offer. So don't forget to click on all the links in the description of this episode for more. Have a wonderful week, Scottsdale. Keep vibing, and I'll see you at Scottsdale Fashion Week.